Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So finally, I have the Celestial Divinity palette delivered to me today. So I ordered this from the Pat McGrath website. I don't know when it was released, but the same day when it was released, early in the morning. And I have no clue where that shipment is. There is no date from Pat McGrath, so I have no clue. And in this time gap, I saw that Sephora had this deal where Rouge members could trade 1000 points for a 15% discount. And I saw this palette available, so I ordered a bunch of stuff, including this, and got a 15% discount. And this got delivered much sooner than the Pat McGrath website. Anyway, so I am so excited to have this palette, and I'm going to dig into this and try all these shades and create some looks out of it. So let's get started. So the Celestial Divinity palette looks like this. It retails for $78 and it is definitely much cheaper than all her other palettes, given the fact that it has 18 shades. So definitely not that expensive, and there's a reason to it. So the pan size for these shades is much smaller than one of her 6-pan palettes or the Mothership palettes. Also, I think the reason for the cheaper price is it doesn't have the special formula that she has in her Mothership palettes. So that's probably one of the reasons that this one is cheaper. Also, the packaging is basically hardboard packaging, kind of like the Rose Decadence palette. So it's not, doesn't feel luxurious. It's a little cheap comparatively, but it's user-friendly. It's got these strings, which basically look very flimsy, to be honest, but still it holds the mirror. Let's see how long this lasts. I feel like this is quite travel friendly. It has a lot of variety and you get to try a lot of shades. And I guess you guys already know by now that this is basically, 60% Star Wars palette. The ones that she came out, like those extremely limited edition palettes from the Star Wars series, and nobody basically ended up buying any of those palettes, including me, so I don't have any of those. So she gives us the opportunity to try out all those shades from the Star Wars Gold and the Star Wars Red one, the Galactic one, and she has these 6 new shades in this palette. So I feel like it's a good deal for someone who doesn't own her Star Wars limited edition palettes, and you get to try 6 new shades. And it's not that expensive. So I feel like it's a very good deal. And as someone who doesn't have any of her 6-pan palettes except for the Rose Decadence one, I feel like this was just a steal for me. Now to swatch this palette, I'm going to pick up the similar shades together and swatch them so you get an idea how similar they are. So I think I'll start with the golds. I want to pick up this standard gold shade, this Galactic Gold, and the Lunar Champagne. Are so creamy and so pretty. I feel like the Lunar Champagne and Galactic Gold are very, very similar. Next, I want to take the bronzy shade. So this one's Bronze Nebula. This is the bronze shade, and this one that looks red actually is not red at all. It's this duochromy red and mustardy brown shade. So I know it looks only red on camera, but it's really a nice duochrome shade. Bronze Nebula, Bronze, and Corruption. This Corruption shade is deceivingly red. It's really not red. I hope you can tell the difference a little bit, but it's such a beautiful shade. The camera just doesn't do justice to this one. Next, I want to take the actual red shade, and I also want to take this pink shade, and I'll put the names down below. So that's the red one. And oh my god, this pink is so pretty. This is like this, it's pretty similar to the Natasha Denona Chromium, the Dragonfly Liquid Shadow. That's what this actually looks like. It's super pink and gold, duochrome. It is so pretty. I want to swatch this one more time. I don't know, you probably can't tell that much in the swatches, but this is beautiful. Yeah. You can see, right? The gold and the pink, it shifts. It is so pretty. I love it. All right, so the next shade I want to pick up is this shimmery shade. I don't know what to make of it. I think it's a purpley shade. It's called Odyssey. And ooh, that is pretty. I love it. It's gorgeous. I think this has also got a duochromy effect, like a gold purpley pink. Lovely. And since we are swatching purples, I want to pick up this purple shade, this one and this one and this one. So those beautiful purples. Let's see. I'll put the names down below. So this one, the blue one, it's got these silvery golden pinky specks. It's got a beautiful shine and shimmer to it. I love it. It's really pretty. And this one looks very similar to the one in the Rose Decadence, and I kind of want to swatch it right now and compare it. This is the shade I'm talking about, the fuchsia shade. Let's see. Okay, it's not exactly the same. This is more pinky and this is definitely more like a rich pink purple. Yeah, I actually thought they were very similar, but no, they're not. The next two shades I want to pick up is this green one and this light green one. Ooh. So this is not actually green. It reminds me of that duochrome shade in Jackie Aina palette. Yeah, that's kind of. It's got more gold. I think that one is a little bit more green and copper. Very similar. And this one is a beautiful sap green shade. Now this palette has 3 matte shades, so I want to pick up these 3. So this is the light pink one, this is the burgundy-ish one, and this is the dark, I think it's called something mahogany shade. So let's swatch these here. And they're really nice. And I kind of want to compare these two with the Rose Decadence palette. So this is the pink one from the Rose Decadence, and this is the plummy shade. I think this one's going to be, yeah, a little corally. This is more baby pink. And where do I swatch this? Okay, so this one, they are very close, these two plummy shades, but these are significantly different. Just taking the pink one from the Celestial Divinity one more time just to show you guys. Yeah, very different. And the last shade that I've been super curious about is this purpley shade. And let's see how it swatches. Ooh, this is like a more black, less purple, shimmery shade. It actually is a duochrome between purple and black, where you can see a lot more black than purple. So now that we have swatched all the 18 shades, now I want to do so many looks out of this palette. Let's see how much my eye can survive, and that's how many looks I'm going to do with this palette. I'm just so excited. So I think I'm going to start with this green. I love green. You guys probably know this by now. So I will first try this pink shade on my crease. And it definitely shows up on my skin tone. It's a very, very pretty baby pink shade. And taking a shader brush and going into this green shade. And it's actually called Megabyte. And I'll just apply this all over my lid. Oh my god, this is so pretty. I used to have one of these shades from Makeup Geek. It used to be called Jester, and I think I might already have this shade. But this one is just this green shade with extra shimmer in it, and it's so easy to apply and so pretty. Just blending this all out. Taking a small brush and going into this fuchsia shade and apply this on the lower lid. It's this beautiful electric shade which doesn't have any shimmer in it, but it has so much pop. Oh my god, I love this beautiful shade. That is pretty. I could just keep on applying this shade over and over again. I love this. This is so beautiful. Now on the other eye, again, I'm going to take this pink shade first. It's kind of interesting that there are only 3 matte shades in this palette, I have mixed emotions about that. On one hand, I actually like the fact that there are not so many matte shades, because there are so many other palettes where you have nice matte shades, and I'm not the biggest fan of Pat McGrath the matte shades anyways, so in that sense it makes me happy. But in general, for the general public, they might need more mattes, so I don't know, for me it works out, but maybe for others that might not be preferable. So if you don't have a lot of mattes, this might be a little disappointing for you. I'm just applying this dark plummy shade, and this is applying really easily. So I can't say that I don't like Pat McGrath mattes. It's just sometimes they are not the best mattes. And then again, taking this fuchsia shade, I'm just going to apply this all over the lid. I find this shade to be so pretty. Oh my god, this is just purple on steroids. I love this shade. And here I thought that the Rose Decadence fuchsia shade couldn't get any better, but I was so wrong. This is just amazing. Look at that. Oh, so pretty. And it's just applying with this normal brush with so much ease, like I don't need to use my fingers at all. And to finish this look, I'll take this bluish purpley shade with a tighter brush and apply this on the lower lid. Gorgeous. I wasn't expecting the shimmer to show so well. It adds this beautiful shimmery shine and purpley. I'm just probably not describing this shade very well, but this is actually a lovely purple shade. Now let me apply some lashes and come back. For the next look, I'm going to do something daring. So I'm going to take this purpley shade and apply it on both sides to create a halo. And oh my god, this is such a beautiful shade. Look at that shimmer. And doing the same on this side. Just taking a blending brush and just blending this all out. And then with that same brush, I'm going to dig into this gold standard shade. Apply this towards the center. Oh, I love it. It's something that I would probably never wear, but I wanted to experiment and see how this combination looks. And I don't think it's that bad. What do you think? Just applying that purple shade one more time. And done. For the next look, I'm going to go into this plummy shade with my Wayne Goss blending brush and just apply this towards the edges. And then go into this mahogany shade and just deepen this a little bit. I just changed my brush to the Natasha Denona brush. This is the number 10 brush, just to blend this out and even this out. Next, with the shader brush, I want to go into this shade. This is such a interesting shade. It's got that gold and pink shift, and it's, oh my god, look at that. It's so pretty. I mean, the camera obviously doesn't do justice to this shade. It's just brilliant. Whoa. I feel like I should apply this purple shade with it, the dark purple shade, and smoke it out. Let's do that. And just blending it a little bit. So even though there is no black shade available in this palette, I feel like this is a nice replacement. It's got so much black in it that it helps you deepen the look. Now let's put some lashes and see the final look. For the next look, I'm going to go into this mahogany shade with a blending brush and just apply this on both my eyes in the crease. And now I just want to compare the duochrome shades. So I'll just take this so-called red shade, which is actually not red, the corruption shade, and see how it looks. I love this shade. It is so interesting. It's like this magma shade that's both yellow and red and coppery and everything at the same time. It's so beautiful. This one doesn't have any glitter in it. It's just a shimmery, not shimmery, satiny duochrome shade. Love this. And for the other eye, I'm going to take this dragonfly shade with the same Esom brush and apply this all over the lid. Oh my god, this is fantastic. This is green and I want to say a little bit of red underneath. Oh my god, this is so pretty. Just cleaning out the excess that I've applied. And then just with the mahogany shade, just deepening this a little bit more. Now I kind of want to swatch this and compare it with the Jackie Aina shade. So let's do that. So this is the Celestial shade. And from the Jackie Aina palette, this is the sponsored shade. Let's see. Ooh, yeah. Very, very similar. Like I said, this is a little bit more green. And this one has this pink hue in it, which you probably can't see in the camera, but you can see in person. The effect is similar, but they have like different shades in them. Interestingly, this one has pink, which you can't see. And this was a comparison I was doing earlier. This is the Celestial Divinity purple shade, and this is from the Leela palette from Natasha Denona. So yeah, that's how they differ. And just taking this Galactic Gold shade and applying this towards the inner corners just to add a little bit of that brightness. And I'll just take this gold shade, Luna Champagne, to apply this on that side. Alright, so for the last look, I'm going to go into this pink shade, and what we're doing is a purpley smoky eye, and I'm a little worried that I might just end up screwing this up, so I'm trying to go slow. And now I'll go into this burgundy-ish plummy shade and again add it to my transition. Next, I'm going to go into this mahogany shade and again add it to the transition just to deepen this up. Next, I'm taking this Esom shading brush and go into this dark black shade and just apply this on 3/4 of my lid. So this shade definitely shows up black, and it's got these purple specks, and I'm loving this. Just blending out the edges, going into this plummy shade and just bringing back that color, and going into that pink shade and lightening this up. Next, I'm going to go into this bluish purpley shade on the top row and just apply this towards the inner corner and take it a little bit forward. I love this purple shade. It's so interesting and different. Again, going back into this black shade and just adding it back. Next, I'm taking a tighter brush and again doing the same thing on the lower lid. So taking the black shade and I'm just stamping this because this one has fallout. The specks kind of tend to fall on the face, and it is advisable that you do your makeup after doing the eye with this palette. I definitely feel there is fallout from this one. And applying this towards the inner corners. Now just to zhuzh this up a little bit, I'm going to go into this fuchsia purple shade, tightline my eye with it, just to brighten this up a little bit. And I want to see how this shade looks. So I'll take this pinky shade and apply this towards the center. I don't know if it'll show up, but let's see. Yeah, it doesn't, but it's definitely showing up a little bit blue and making the eyes a bit bright, which I appreciate. I do want to apply something on the inner corner, so I'm thinking I'll take this shade, or maybe this shade, this cosmic shade, and just apply this towards the inner corner. This is packed with pigment. It's so shiny. I think I'll apply this on the center as well. It's got these pink glitters, which is just so beautiful. Alright, so here is the finished look. I had to change the lipstick because it was getting a little bit too much with this smoky eye, and I prefer wearing nude lipsticks with these darker eye looks, so here it is. And I'm just upset that I have no way to go with this ultra glam look because I kind of love this look and I would definitely wear this whenever we get to go out for dinner. I am definitely wearing this look because I'm just in love with this purpley smoky eye. Now I want to share my final thoughts about this palette. I think you've probably guessed by now that I really like this palette. Now this is a palette that is supposed to give you like super glam looks. It is not a palette for, you know, the faint-hearted. It has these glitzy, blingy, shimmery formula, which is just so amazing. You get to have these duochromy shades that just make your eye look so good. So I absolutely love the shades in this one. I love this purple shade. I actually thought that it was going to be a repeat of the Decadence palette, but it's really not, and it's just so interesting. You apply this on the lower lid and it just makes the lower lid pop so much. So actually really like this shade. This green one, this corruption shade is beautiful. This golden shade is amazing. I mean, I love these shades, and I think there is not a single boring look that you will get from this palette, so definitely worth checking out. And I also love the fact that she's reduced the pan size. Like, it gives you an opportunity to have multiple shades at a reasonable price and get to try her formula. I mean, of course, it doesn't have the Blitz Astral formula, but she's coming up with the quads and you get to try that as well. But I think this is pretty travel friendly and it's just amazing. It's just so fun to play with, and I love how these shades applied. So in love with this palette. So do let me know in the comment section below which look you like the most, and if you're planning to buy this palette, I would love to know. And I hope this video was fun, and if you like this video, do give it a thumbs up, and I hope you subscribe to my channel. And until the next time we meet, bye.